Hello everyone, my name is student Dr. Liza-Ann Whitaker and I am an MS2 on the Cherokee Nation campus. I am representing myself and my colleagues, and the research project I will be presenting today is the influence of COVID-19 on contraception, a cross-sectional analysis of disrupted clinical trials. In 2015 to 2017, approximately 65% of the 72 million women aged 15 to 49 in the United States were using some method of contraception. Unfortunately, there remains a major lack of access to contraceptive services for many women, with nearly half in need of publicly funded services. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic became another barrier limiting many women's access to contraception and other sexual and reproductive health services. The COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated barriers to contraceptive services and disrupted the progression of ongoing clinical trials in several fields of medicine. Although protecting trial participants from contracting COVID-19 has remained of the utmost concern, the long-term effects of clinical trial disruption on the vulnerable populations remain unknown. Thus, we sought to examine the extent of contraceptive care clinical trial disruption secondary to the COVID-19 pandemic. ClinicalTrials.gov was searched to identify contraception-related trials and, where applicable, reasons for discontinuation. Statistical tests were conducted to determine if there was an association between enrollment in trials and reason for discontinuation, and associations were then examined between trials discontinued due to the COVID-19 pandemic, funding sources, and trial locations such as U.S. and non-U.S. based studies. 12 or 11% of 107 contraception-related studies were discontinued during our selected study timeframe between January 1, 2020 to June 30, 2021. There were a total of 4,614 individuals enrolled in these discontinued trials with a median enrollment of 18. 2 trials explicitly stated COVID-19 as a reason for termination, 4 reported sponsor-related termination, 2 reported recruitment issues, 1 reported funding issues, 2 studies did not report a reason at all, and 1 reported principal investigator departure. Statistical tests showed no significant association between enrollment in trials and reason for discontinuation. There was also no significant association between trials discontinued due to COVID-19 and funding source or trial location. Figure 1 is a graphical representation of the results. While 10 of these 12 discontinued trials did not explicitly state COVID-19 as the reason for discontinuation, we postulate that it may have been a contributing factor. Based on these results, enrollees who relied on contraception-related clinical trials may have suddenly lost access to contraception care and may have been impeded due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The interruption of these trials raises concerns for patient safety, especially given the possible negative and long-term effects of discontinuing contraception, such as unintended pregnancy and its associated ramifications. Findings from this study highlight the importance of developing strategies for safely continuing clinical research amid global emergencies that will almost certainly arise in the future, especially in such as an important area as contraception. Here are our references, and here's our contact information. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.